fucking
eliminations
epic
in total coming out for them, or 10. Either way, it's gonna
fucking
rocket them up the
vibing to
leaderboard as we take a
fucking
look
music
at some of the
and just
matchups.
going through my
language.
Putting it in, trying to get those placement points.
I'm recording, that's how I said language.
I didn't give two shite.
Then you're not
You
getting the stuff tonight.
fine. Ugh. I'm leaving. I think this is slaughter in it. Wait, no, it's actually no, it's fucking.
And we talked about it, how teams necessarily
Wait.
defending against that high ground take
No
anymore.
way, is that actually him?
Traditional one, they just lined it up at the right time and forced them back down. But that's 2 out of our 6 matches down. We're a third of the way through the competition. We're gonna kick it back over to Panda, Tokata, and Kelly to show us what we might have missed.
Being on quarantine is no reason to get out of shape. You can do everything you need to do in your local home. All you need to do is plug it in and turn on your favorite music.
Away from them, right? They did an exceptional job here showcasing that classic Arkham Epic Will playstyle. They play together, they play aggressive, and they play for endgame. These are all things that they did a very, very good job of here. And honestly, it worked out in their favor. I'm not surprised to see them here in these final moments, but it was these final moments that truly defined them and how they took that high ground. So beautifully taken here, climbing up, catching these other players off guard, and then after this, right, they get the high ground, they feel comfortable, and then here it is. They use the launch pad to go back down and just again, full control, non-stop the whole time, Tokata.
They played it perfectly, Panda. From having eliminations, going into those moving zones, preparing themselves for this late game with enough materials, to playing the high ground retake correctly, to surviving the high ground contestation when they almost got knocked down, and then finishing it off for the victory royale. I'm Panda.
Yeah, they definitely did. You even see there in the final moments, Arkham gets all the additional heals, right? You see the Chug Splash is picked up. He prepares just in case he has to do a heal off. He has to hold on, but it doesn't matter because Epic Whale gets those eliminations there with Arkham in the final moments and takes the VR.
But it's not even the
Not
final
me going
moments
into
that they're dominating. I think it
going
was
into
around
really,
zone 4
really,
where we saw
really
a solo
deep
player,
memories
Shallow,
right now.
who had 2 eliminations and was below threshold, compared to Epic Whale and Arkham, who had 0 eliminations and they were 1,000 above. So again, it's not just the end game that they dominate. They are pretty much very competent throughout the entire competition. But of course, we also have to talk about Raisin Pars with 5 eliminations. Had a pretty good performance there, Takata.
They had a good performance, all right, and if they can maintain that consistency,
94
I mean,
out
we
of
could see them
150.
at the top of this leaderboard.
100.
Now, Epic and Arkham just took that last victory royale. Remember, 32 placement points for the victory royale, 3 points.
King, I thought you were recording.
So it's pretty
I know.
heavy here if you're able to
My stream knows I'm sus.
during the late game.
Well, especially after seeing E22 and Jay Roses go down a little early, our first place spot is open for grabs. And is it going to be Arkham and Epic Whale? Well, let's find out because we have our top 10 leaderboard right now, and it is indeed Arkham and Epic Whale now with 92 points, 12 eliminations, 1 VR, and still Batman Booba and Wheels in second place, Panda.
Not surprised whatsoever to see them there in second place. They're just priming Arkham and Epic Whale. They want them to feel confident here early on, so they can then later take that top spot. But no, I'm kidding. So many great names here. Climbing up the leaderboard again. Beast, Tautai, another name we definitely need to talk about more. Physics and Jill. Now they're starting to climb up this leaderboard.
Shut up.
Game 1, but here they are in game number 2, showing why they deserve to be in the top 8.
Making that comeback, right? Qualifying in the first qualifier, now back at it again in the second qualifier, round 3 in the top 10. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I'm liking what I'm seeing too, and I'm sure our casters are as well. So before we jump into game number 3, let's toss it back to Clay and Sundown to see what they have to say.
Thank you so much, Kelly, Tokata, and Panda. And with 2 matches down, surprise, surprise, Clay, look who's on top.
You know, it wouldn't be West without them. I mean, it quite literally wouldn't be, right? I mean, we expect them to do well at this point, but not by a really big margin. Still within a victory royale of second place. So that bodes well for the rest of these 4 games because it means it's anybody's game. It's still, you know, we're not having a runaway. We still got really good Fortnite to come, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, still 4 more matches to go. We're closing in on that halfway point. We're starting to get a good idea of what it's going to take. But don't forget what's on the line today. Top 8
It's just taking
is a
like
trip
5 minutes
directly
just
through
to
the
leave
finals. After
150
that,
birds.
everyone is competing for series points to get the opportunity to play in Friday's semifinals to then get a shot to make it through to those finals. So there's
Oh
a
my
lot
god,
of
it's
pressure
so
on these
bare
duos.
and clean now.
Yeah, if you're able to make it right through finals, skip that entire week of semifinals, don't have to play, you want to just practice your drop where you want to, that sounds good to me. I mean, I would take that. I would take that any day of the week.
Oh, absolutely. I would too. But what I'm going to take is game number 3 starting right now. And here we go, right off of the bat into match number 3. You can see bus path coming through, and we're going to swing right on over to Camp Cuddle. We've had a little bit of a contest. Slick Nick on one side, Cypress and Mr. Locke on the other. Can the Flu duo end up pressing back forward? And right now, both these duos are struggling a little bit. Currently in 24th and 30th, as Zaze is actually going to get an insta-splode there onto Frappi and take him out.
Ooh. Quick heal him there. Hey, one of the ones that we had in our pre-show, they don't miss shots. They usually don't. They are a menace with the shotgun. But unfortunately, when it comes to being
Not gonna lie,
contested,
I wanna go play
you can
VR.
honestly throw the playbook out the window. There's not really much there you can do. If someone 50-50s your drop, if they land right on top of you, it's just going to come down to who had the better landing, who had that opportunity to grab the weapon first. And sometimes that's how it plays out.
King, where'd you go if you can't? He doesn't.
Just being able to get your feet on the ground, kind of touch it down, and be able to just spray
I just
shots
wanna
out towards the
fucking
opponent. Makes a huge
die.
difference, and if they can't get some heals to immediately offset it, things can potentially get weird. But again,
Close your eyes.
so
There
many
we go.
times have
Nice,
this season
nice,
been really
kids,
easy
listen
access to
up.
heals now, as long as you know where to look. Those coolers offering so many. There's shield barrels all over the place, and between the addition of the shield kegs, the goggle juice, the med mist, there's so many white heals that you're not really obligated to use the other heals until you're forced into it. However, an early fight might be a circumstance where that's the case.
See, I'm surprised not that much
know,
contestation
I'll go
happening.
back
The two teams here at the Bugle. This is one of my favorite POIs to drop in, and it's one of the most
What?
plentiful when it comes to loot, especially when it comes to those web slingers. Offers you a lot, but a lot of players understanding that while yes, you
was
get a
so
lot of loot
annoying.
here, it's not always worth being tested, as we see user get tagged up pretty hard, unfortunately. It looks like they have the shields to heal it up right away as we swap over. We see Mags and Boston down against over in Condo Canyon. This is one of those POIs that we see a lot of players
Level 68 has a
go
1
to,
point
but
LKD.
for me, it doesn't feel like one that is worth contesting.
So there's a lot of space over here, but again, things end up being a little awkward as soon as there is more than one team, particularly because rotations through this area, if you are rotating around the southern part of the map or doing a scavenger route, you're generally going to pass through there a little late, and you can end up getting bogged down, but that's generally ends up being the case for a lot of POIs that tend to be towards the outside of the map where scavenger routes are
Why am I
possible.
so friends with this bitch?
I don't think it's necessarily as much of a trap as some of the other ones where even if you are contested, you can almost comfortably split or at least get the loot you need and disengage and just kind of head straight up to be central. I just like it. I think Condo Canyon and Bugle are one of my 2 weakest POIs. If I ever am going to land in a POI, I just really don't there.
It's definitely different, especially with Condo having so many spots that you can't really build in. There's a lot of awkward windows that, you know, look really good, but unfortunately you can't build with them. Right there, like one of those stairs and those triangle walls that are just there. And Condo has a lot of those, so it's definitely one of those POIs that you have to know like the back of your hand. A POI.
I'll kiss you, shush.
Bags just getting separated.
I will give you. I will legit. Never mind. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. What? What do you say? I'm gonna fucking kiss you. I already. I'm just kidding.